Hello.
John Marcus,
Hey, Pooh.
are you nervous?
A little bit more than what I thought I would be, but not super nervous.
How's your day?
My day was pretty good. I went to Noah's school
Oh,
today and saw
yes.
him, so that was different for a Friday. But that filled my cup a little bit. It's kind of productive. Started off a little frustrating, but we're here now.
We're here now.
Yeah.
Whew, I know. Oh, right. We were talking about Friday, how that Friday hits. It's just like, I feel like both of us have so much going on and we're both trying to do so many things and we both care about each other and our kids and this and the world and everything that it's a lot. I feel like Fridays for us though are basically like you turn your brain off, you let loose as much as possible and you just kind of live a little bit. Do you feel that?
Kinda. When you were saying that, it made me think about shortly after when we first got married, when I was a consultant, and I like travel during the week, and then we come back together on Fridays. It'd be kind of like weird because we
Oh,
hadn't seen each other all week.
yes.
It's like, who are you again?
I forgot all
It's
about
like
that
we're kind of a
phase.
little bit back in that right now because we have so much going on. But yeah,
That's incredible. I guess we have had a lot of different phases of our relationship in our marriage. Oh my God.
yeah.
We've been saying 10 years, but we're coming closer to 11 years married. That's so
Yeah, so
crazy.
15, 16.
Feels like a very long time. Does it feel like a long time to you? I'm going to drink this like fast.
Ah, shit, I'll catch up
I've
with
had a
you
long week.
Does it feel like a long time? When I think about it, yes, because 15, 16 years is not a short.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, right. Dating plus marriage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 10 to 11 being married is not short. Like,
It's not short.
but at the same time, no, because I mean it's been fun, and so it just kind of has flown. And then we added 2 humans to our family, and so
A
like
whole
that
different.
kind of compresses time. Then there was like a whole global pandemic, so that kind of warped stuff.
That kind of
So
warps time too. I never thought about that. Yeah.
yeah, like it's easy for 10 years to pass by.
Interesting. Okay, so what I'm trying to do with my podcast, as you know, are a couple of things. First, I'm trying to say it out loud, say things that people hide and feel whatever about they can't say, and say it out loud. That hasn't necessarily been the theme of this week's episodes necessarily, but I'm also trying to just bring humanity forward, bring people forward, bring relationships forward by discussing the things. And I feel like for us, the thing that's been one of our hardest parts of our marriage is our communication. I would get so mad at you for being like, you can't communicate. Why can't you communicate? We don't communicate. And I just started being like, okay, fine. We have a communication problem. Like,
I've never heard you say that.
I know, say it out loud. But I don't feel like we do as much anymore.
Yeah, find time to say
Yeah,
it after
yeah,
we fix.
exactly. I know. Do you agree? Like, where do you think we're at with our communication?
It's a lot better. And I mean, I said that we have a communication problem in a long time.
You always say it when we're fighting. Like, so whenever we get in a fight, you do be like, why can't you communicate? So, yeah, it's been 2025. You said it in 2025.
Really?
Maybe.
I mean, but maybe I have.
But maybe only once.
But we're fighting. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm like trying to push a
Yeah,
button.
you're trying to
or
make me mad. Yeah, exactly.
which I never really thought about because I don't say that to be like inflammatory. I say it because I'm like, why are we fucking struggling so much to just like get through? I mean, I don't think we have the same communication issues that we did because we've both worked on so much communication, both definitely like individually, or I know you have. I've done like a lot of coaching, a little bit of therapy, not a ton. And then for work, I have to evolve my communication. So I don't know. I just feel like I've been working on communication a lot. And then I've been meditating a lot, which helps me be more in touch with like my own feelings, which I realize in hindsight a lot of times the struggles I was having with you weren't always or exclusively with you. They were sometimes me trying to work through the things that I needed to work through. And I kind of remember you saying and still saying sometimes, like, I'm not your fucking therapist. Like, I can't be like lover and therapist and mom and wife and blah, 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 blah. And that kind of like resonated with me. I was like, oh yeah, that is a lot. So the meditation has helped me like work through more of my own stuff.
Yeah.
So the things, a lot of times, like when I say something to you, I feel like I stand on it. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I said what I fucking had to say. And you may not like it, but it's like, no, I've done the work. Like, you're not about to do this to me this time.
Juju out of
Yeah,
this.
I know. I said what I had to say. So, well, whatever you have to say now, we're there. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Wait, there's a lot that like I think that's super interesting there. First of all, thank you for saying that. That like sometimes the things you were mad at me about were really your own shit. I feel like that about me too. Like when I'm mad at you a lot, it's my own shit. And I just feel like in the past year, I've really started understanding that. Like, why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? Or when I'm like nagging you about the kids or nagging you about this or we don't have any fun. I'm like, oh, it's because you are all wound up and you're taking it out on you. And then you have no choice but to respond in kind for the most part. So until I can kind of like be chiller and be free, you can't either. And I kind of feel like, yes, the coaching and the therapy and all of that, but also I feel like for me, birthing a creative project and for you, like just exploring all kinds of fun, different things, like, don't you feel like that's opened us up too?
I think so. I mean, everything in life kind of works together.
Yeah.
Whether you try and compartmentalize it or not, like you are the same you that's birthing the creative project, that's dealing with whatever inner beast, demons, issues, whatever,
Yep.
that is also working on yourself. That's also your mother. That's also a lover and a wife.
Yep.
So like it's kind of impossible to subtract those things from one another.
Totally.
So, is it because of those things? I don't know. But like, are all of those things going on and might they be playing together somehow? Yeah, they have to. Because I mean, they're all true.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. So, right. So our communication is up.
It's better.
I like that. How would
I-
you summarize our communication issues?
Before, I mean, we would argue about like dumb stuff, but also like substantive stuff. I feel like I remember getting into an argument once. I don't remember all the details about, it may have been about like having kids, like having a second kid. I know like you had your feelings about why you didn't think we should have kids, a second kid, and also have kids at all in the first place, which I know you evolved from. And then I went through my own cycle on that. And I mean, that's media enough to like trigger, most people. And I remember getting triggered about something there. Oh. I remember.
I know
This was before our second kid. We had a really big fight about the word obedient. You remember that?
Oh, really? We fought about that?
Yeah, you don't remember that? Because as we were trying to figure out how to be parents and dealing with an increasingly independent child, I was pulling on parenting from my upbringing. It's like, I'm the parent, you're the child, you're supposed to be obedient. You're supposed to do what I tell you to do.
Right.
And you were like, no, he's not. Like, he's not supposed to be obedient. Like, that sets a bad precedent. Like, that just makes him just a little, yes man, do whatever whoever tells him to do. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, I'm just telling him to listen to me. And right now he's not listening to me. And that, I remember, triggered, maybe it wasn't a big argument, but like I was arguing with you in my head, like a lot about that. Now, so that was before. Now, I think I would take a deep breath. Like if you said something like that triggered me, which happens frequently still. First, I decide if it's a a thing that's even worth the energy. There was something you said yesterday. I think it was about.
Not yesterday.
I mean, yeah, we still got issues. It was something about. I mean, hell, this morning even. It's like you didn't lock the door last night or something like that.
I tried so hard not to say for that to be the first thing I said to you this morning.
And it wasn't the first thing you said?
It was the first thing I said to you. I tried
Well, okay.
so hard.
Well, I'm curious.
But it's because I couldn't sleep last night. And if I don't sleep, I'm angry as hell in the morning. I'm sad. I'm depressed. And I have to like literally rewire myself to be a good person. And I was sitting there like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. And I said, I said it. It was the first thing I said to you.
Literally first thing.
Oh my God. But you were also on your phone and like that triggers me.
Oh, let's talk about that later.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Damn it, you remembered.
Sorry. Well, anywho. So my practice now, that part of what I think makes our communication better, at least on my side, is I take a deep breath and I ask myself, do I really want to spend energy on this? Like I have an opinion, or I think she misunderstands that, but like, is it really worth it? And in that moment, it's like, no, okay, I left the door unlocked. I'm sure if she said I did, I bet I did. And I wish I did lock the door. I didn't mean to leave it unlocked. So why the hell would you take time arguing this? So take that deep breath. And if I'm lucky, then it'll just pass. Like you said what you had to say,
you
and this
have
is
your
gone.
whole inner monologue this morning after I said that?
Yeah.
Of course.
And then, sometimes I'm like, nah, she gonna have to hear something.
Yeah, she's gonna hear something
and then
about
we
this.
deal with that. So that's current.
Oh my God, I love that because it's so current, so real. Oh, that pisses me off so much because I was so annoyed at 2 a.m. when I went downstairs anyway. Okay, fine, my turn. So then I could sum up our communication as you talk too much and I'm impatient and don't take the time to understand details. I feel like that's kind of it, right?
Yes, and yes.
And so I feel like I know it's just so basic, but I feel like that's a good metaphor because, we are talking a lot about the future of AI and parenting and just the future in general. And with the podcast or whatever, my mission is we can't just retreat into a frictionless world where nothing's hard anymore and we don't have these things. So I feel like you've inspired me to be a better listener and communicator because obviously I love you more than anything and care about you. So if I can't listen to your monologues on a fucking daily
Then
basis.
how much do you really love me?
Yeah, exactly. Then what's the world going to be? So I feel like that's helped me. And then you've also said, you said something early on that is basically like, is this thought making you happy or is it making you sad? And I'm coming back to that now in my spirituality and my consciousness and everything. But you always said that early where it's like, okay, is fighting with me about this making you feel better or is it not? And I'm thinking that now too. Even this morning when I did the wrong thing, I was like, is this going to set me a day up right or wrong? And then I said, you fucking didn't close the door. So I still messed up, but it's still
I did close the door. I didn't lock the door,
right?
The
okay,
top
fine.
lock.
Right. The details.
Details
But
matter.
anyway, so I feel like that's helped me.
Got it. I mean, everything I do and therefore we do in life, it's a choice. And you, I think it's fun because we were talking about a second ago how we're both so busy. I find many times, maybe more times than I would expect, that other people know more about what's going on with you than I do, even though I sleep inches from you most nights of the week.
Yes.
So I don't fucking know if you know what books I'm reading or not. I don't know what you actually know about me and what you don't. I think you know that I just finished reading or listening to a book called 4,000 Weeks about just the finality, of life. 4,000 weeks is like the average amount of time that a human has to live if they live to the average life expectancy. And well, I won't talk all about the book, but the reason why I bring that up now is like whether we understand it or believe it or not, there is a number on how much time we have to spend on the earth. And it's not the only thing I think about, but I do think about that a lot. Not because I worry about my own death. I actually don't worry about my own death that much because it's going to happen whether I want it to or not, whether I think I know it's going to happen or not. But I do think about like, is this really knowing that my time is finite, whether or not it's measurable or numerable or not? Like, is this something I really want to spend my time on?
Yeah.
And there, if you take it even further, there are a lot of things that you have to do that you do in life that you don't have a choice over.
Yeah.
Like other circumstances or people or things or whatever effing require that you spend your time doing it. So of the 50% of my human time that I have to make my own choices, I try to be more conscious of making the choice that I really want versus whatever my body just naturally.
Naturally is doing. Yeah, I love that. I mean, you know that I'm someone who basically only wants to do what they want to do. Okay, so you know what else I've been reflecting on? We are talking. Is this like concept of adult relationships, which I don't know what that means, but I do feel like it's different, especially being a parent, probably being a man, like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, me and you are super close. Like, we're your buddies. We kind of do everything together for better or worse, which we could talk about in a second. But I am genuinely curious on a man's perspective of like maintaining friendships. Old friendships, making new friendships. What's the vibe? Where are you at? How's it going? How do you feel about your
How's it going? That's a totally different.
How about no? Let's start with. Are you making new friends these days?
A little bit. I think just being an adult makes it more difficult to make friends, which I think is in large part, I guess, because after you've gotten through school, whatever type of school, you don't really have like that like dynamic social environment where like people are coming in and out all the time, where everybody's there to meet new people. You're more either part of a family, part of a workplace culture, part of a church culture or something like that. And though neither of those three, maybe insert another one or two typical things.
Yeah.
But like that pattern of things, they just don't like the populations don't evolve that much.
Yep.
So I mean, am I open to making new friendships? Absolutely. Because I feel like I'm like just as sort of social, and in fact, probably more social and more approachable.
What?
I think so.
What do you mean?
I used to have like crazy social
You
anxiety.
don't think you're? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, cut you off.
As I was younger. And I feel like as I've learned myself more, not that I don't still have that same social anxiety, but I know how to overcome it more, so I can make like more like fruitful relationships now.
Got it.
So if I were in college now, I like rip that shit.
Yeah, you know, let's go.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. But
what about dads? You're pretty good about the dad chat and like the dads at the school. I feel like you're decent about making some dad friends.
yeah, I mean, I'm like definitely like open to to making like new connections, new friendships, new relationships, whatever. But like I'm also like super cognizant, I guess is the word, of like being a parent or dad specifically is a lot of work.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
my mom was here in New York recently, and I was so happy when she said, "Oh, I see why you don't call me so much," because she was watching our kids, and I don't know, most parents of kids our age, I assume, have their hands full. And it's easy for me to like, if I'm like talking to somebody, friend, male, female, whoever, like, oh, why didn't they respond? But then I'm like, oh, they got like young kids. They're probably fucking busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm open, but like I also don't have like super high expectations when
Fair enough.
like I'm making friends who or like social acquaintances that could turn into friendships
Yeah.
of folks who are in a similar parental situation as me because they ain't probably got
Yeah,
all
it's
the
not
time
as
in the
how that
world.
shit works
Yeah.
out. Do you have any thoughts on like having female friends or me having male friends? I
I'm
know we've both had that in the past. Yeah, where are you at?
I'm cooler with it now than I have before. Like I feel I feel like when we first started dating, I was like super like kind of traditional conservative like fuck you
Yeah,
talking
who the
to
fuck
but
is
me
that?
like,
He's gotta go.
like who is that
Oh,
like there's
interesting.
no need to be talking to him or any of his people um and I mean I
But
still
you've had best girlfriends as
yeah they ain't none of
well.
your business. No, I'm joking. No, but I don't think that you had those same, I guess, insecurities that that I have had or was groomed to have, whatever,
Yeah.
historically. But fast forward, however many years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever. I don't have all of the same insecurities. I don't know where you stand. I'm curious where you do, but yeah.
I mean no, because I kind of feel like if something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and I can't control that, and none of us can control that. Yes, it's like you can be in situations where things slip up if we're talking about cheating or something, but ultimately, like I don't want to control you. You know that. Like, I mean, sometimes I am like, get your ass home. Where you at? Why are you like, where them kids? All that kind of stuff. But my ethos is I genuinely want you to be as free as possible within the realms of my brain allowing it. And I really love that you've always had deep female friendships. Like that's something that I've always liked about you. So that doesn't bother me. And if yeah, like that's like my highest principle mine.
When you do like check in on like my location, look, I wish we could ask other people about like location sharing, but that's a different
I don't
conversation.
like the location sharing either. But in the world of like natural disasters and the world's gonna end at any moment,
Right.
I like to know where you are.
So is that more of like what is driving like whenever you do have like the clocking? Is it because of like natural disasters or is there like any
It's
piece of
not.
like wait, where exactly the fuck are you
I
at this
actually
moment?
love that we've never talked about this and that you're bringing this up right now. It is actually purely because I'm worried you're dead. If I'm being honest with you, I don't want you checking my location either, and I don't want to be checking your location. But again, like we live in one of the biggest cities in the world. Things can go down at any moment. We have 2 kids. Okay, so that's the worst case scenario. The like more benign is I hate watching my kids by myself. So I'm always if I
That's really what I always thought it was about.
that's basically
It's
that.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
either are
Maybe
you
it's
going
that's
to
what
get
it
here
is.
to watch these kids, or are you going to wake up on time to watch them
Yes,
tomorrow because
yes.
you know you're
Actually,
on duty?
you're right about that. It is like, yo, where you at? Because something about the kids, like you're gonna need to tap in at some point. It's really never about like, are you like, sliding around? Because again, I just feel like people are gonna do what you're gonna do. You're gonna figure out a way to do that. Like, I just like that's actually not what's top of mind. It's so funny.
Yeah, we've literally never talked
Oh
about
my god, we never talked about that. I love that. Okay, I
that.
kind of.
Speaking of
Yes.
phones, I know you hate when I'm on my phone.
Well, I feel like you're addicted to your phone.
Who's not?
Fair enough. I'm definitely addicted to my phone too. We'll save this for episode 2. You're going to be a regular podcast guest on Say It Out Loud. Every season, we're going to have a check-in. Cara and John Marcus check-in. It actually wasn't easy to get you on this.
Because my terms are very strict.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't easy to get you on this. I'm actually very, very appreciative that you're here. I think that we do life really beautifully together and we've evolved. And I think it's hard to let someone else evolve in a relationship. And I'm so grateful that you've let me evolve. You've always let me be me from the first day we met, even to now, who I'm not a totally different person, but I'm changing every day, as you know. I like just, that's what I like. And I'm appreciative that to be able to do that in partnership. So I'm eternally grateful for you as my husband and lover and life partner, but also as my podcast guest. I think that there's a lot of fun, interesting perspectives that we can bring. So I feel like we close it out here. And like for season 2 of the John Marcus and Cara episode, there's so much more that
We'll
we
have
can
my
talk.
agent contact you.
Sounds good. Yeah.
You're my agent, by the way.
Yeah, see,
You're gonna have to
exactly.
figure that out.